Well, this is part two of module two, initial reflection and comments about option one, but I'm going to bring in some of the things from option two and three in order to relate the value sort, since I've done it before in the years prior. As I was saying, the pleasure, aesthetics, and change in variety that was so important to this philosopher before, they are not as important now as leadership, wisdom, responsibility, and knowledge. And I will relate that back to the MVPI that they were talking about, that the higher education leaders, they valued education more. Okay, but they needed to be more business-like in this climate. And I found that now, with gaining new responsibilities at Cape Fear Community College, and then being in the leadership office, I'm developing more leadership traits that, as it relates to knowledge and wisdom. I did my first YouTube video as a result of this class, and my fear of, or apprehension of, I'll say, of technology, which is so important to do a good job in higher education and be an excellent leader, is waning, you know, and I'm getting more accustomed to that. And I think by the time I graduate, in my first couple of years, it'll be much easier for me to do that. But I do want to keep the prompts. How do they align with what I'm doing now? I just want to continue on with some things that was said in the videos. Just learning how to think like a leader and think like a supervisor more on the job. In my job, the funds for the education of the prisoners and those at-risk youth, even when I teach outside the prison, they come from not only the federal government, they come from the state government, and there's a blend of those, and it's been changed over the few years to where it's connected to the contact hours. And me as a teacher and a pre-GED tester, now I have become more cognizant of the effect of things like what we're going through now. And 2 weeks ago, I missed 4 days of class. Then I got paid, you know, and there was a time when I said, well, I got paid, everything's good. Same thing this week, missed a couple of days. But the contact hours are down. And so just being willing and understanding about how to be more business-like, and understand the financial and political situations that impact my job, okay? And being able to understand and teach and perform your duties. There's something else that I understand also, is that was said in the video. You can't build world-class institutions, they said universities, but I'm at community college, so I'll say institutions, on part-time faculty. So just really learning how to, as faculty, to blend and grow in the areas of advancement and achievement and wisdom as it pertains to your profession, knowledge as it pertains to your profession, and responsibility as it pertains to your profession, that will help you become more effective leaders, as one of the gentlemen said. Also, they talked about just understanding the adapting to the changing environment. And that's what this really relates to. Just the financial environment, the political climate that will allow you to be impactful on your job. My full-time position is directly related to the changing climate. The funds, like I said, the prison wanted more control over what was going on, so the state is paying half of the funds, and the federal government is paying the other half. I have two sets of supervisors. I'm caught between two entities. I have students who are criminals, and I deal with so many people in my day. I told my wife yesterday that my day is so full of so many different types of people. Start off in the morning with murderers and rapists and robbers who are my students. I deal with those who guard them, which is more like my military days, and I'm caught in between. Okay, I'm caught in between because I have to keep these prisoners engaging their education, but I can't allow them to get too close to where they can manipulate me. And yet I have to do my job so that I can still walk in that prison every day. So I can't allow rules to be broken in my class. And so I have these guys taking care of these guys, and these guys hate these guys, and these guys are suspicious of these guys, you know, and I'm teaching in that environment. And yet I work for Cape Fear, and I have a staff in the prison, and I have a staff outside the prison. I have supervisors in the prison, I have supervisors outside the prison. And so, of course, integrity is important, and that went out of my list. I know that seems strange for a preacher to say that, but I take it as a given. For me to do my job in this situation or in any other situation, integrity has to be a given. And so I know I've gone over my 5 minutes on this one, and I have more to say, but I really enjoyed the videos. They were really just learning how to be a leader as it relates to these things was very important. Thank you. We'll talk more.